All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What is going on, everybody? We're back. Nades and I talking some baseball. Little smaller slate than the past two nights. Coors Field, the Atlanta Braves. Still the story of the slate, though. Almost an 8.5 total. Absolutely insane. Nuked 2 days ago when Nades was off. Yesterday, Nades hops on. They don't stink, actually. 15 hits, man. They ran pretty bad. 3 runs, 15 hits. Not something you see every day, especially in Coors, but definitely a big talking point on this slate. Nades, how was your birthday, man? Balloon's gone. Talk about your night a little bit. Talk about the slate, your thoughts on it, how the early slate's going, what's going on in your world.
Yeah, birthday was good. Early slate's doing good. It was a good night, pretty chill. Hit the golf course, spent some time with some friends, hung out a little bit, and overall, yeah, it was pretty good. Braves definitely hurtful. I jumped on the board yesterday, 15 hits and 3 runs in Coors Field. Hey, if you told me before the slate that the Braves were going to get 15 hits, I would have said 7, 8, 9 runs, something like that, a couple home runs. That wasn't the case. So, hey, you can't always be right. All you folks in the chat can harass me for slobbing on the Braves again and them not coming through, right? Quote unquote failing, if you will. Needed the Dodgers last night, and I kind of like the Dodgers here tonight a little bit. We'll talk about it. Interesting slate. Obviously, you got some top end arms that are in great spots. Garrett Cole, Luzardo, things like that. Zach Eflin up there. So it's either a spend on the Braves bats or it's a spend on pitching slate, I think. And there's 2 clear routes to go. I think personally, MME is going to be way different on how you approach the slate than single entry 3 max like I do. So I'll have you give the little MME angle as you've been attacking that 150 max there, that little $3 contest, nice little contest DraftKings put out there. But excited to talk about it. 50. The slate does start at 5:40 Central Time, 6:40 Eastern Time today. So about 40 minutes or so earlier than 30 minutes earlier than usual. So definitely wanted to call that off the top. We'll try and break it down as quick as possible here to give you guys some time to break through it. But excited to dive in. Now you're the donkey today, folks.
6 games, 6:40 Eastern. Good call there. FanDuel and DraftKings, all of our content will be up. Coors Field, of course, the talking point. Let's just start right there. You talked, I am doing a little MME. Kid Lyman, it's your birthday. There we go. I'll say hi to people in chat pretty soon, though. But just the overview right here. So, yeah, I've been doing that $3 contest, 150 max. Playing around with stuff right now. It's definitely impossible to ignore the Braves. Tier their own. But overall, you're only 1 to 3 teams. Play the Braves, fade the Braves. What is your thought process right from the get-go?
1 to 3 teams, I'm fading the Braves tonight. I'm spending on pitching. You just can't do both. So you're going to have to play guys like, I'm seeing Andre Jackson. Not Andre the Giant. This is Andre Jackson here facing Kansas City. You're going to have to play guys like him. I'm seeing him 25 to 30% owned. This Denyi Reyes guy for the Mets, 4K. People are going to be playing him to get those Braves. I'm going to take my chances that Garrett Cole is going to dust the slate. And 2 of these 3 up at the top, Luzardo, Eflin, and Garrett Cole are going to dust the slate. Braves are going to have to do a lot to outscore that. I think that's the route I'm taking. Obviously, in MME, you got to have both angles covered, I think, personally, on this slate, just because it is a 6-game slate. And, hey, if the Braves do go out there and have 15 hits and 7 of them are home runs, well, you're going to be dusted tonight. So I firmly probably expect to not do very good because I'm hopping off the Braves on a short slate. But if the Braves don't do it, if they do something like last night, I had free money Freeland in there. I think it's a good spot. So that's kind of how I'm attacking this slate for sure.
Yep, I like it. We'll be talking all perspectives, pitching game by game as usual. Say hi to people in chat though. Kid Line, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. I'm trying to find out where you even said that or how people even knew. Maybe it was in our Discord, something like that. Hope you have a great day. Mike Carr, Pear by Richie Smalls, Sean Sullivan, Our boy Nade's in here. No Stop in here. Reese's Collectible. What's going on? Carmi in here. OMG Father. We the people. Jetty in here. Tolga. Everybody laughing. Calling me a donkey. Nade's got his redemption from yesterday. So you do love to see that. Good call there, Nade's. Good play. Got to shout out our partner at drafters.com. Big Marley and I did a best ball show about 2 hours ago. $20 contest, only about half full, $300,000 to first place. Also $3 contest, $30K up top. Looks to be some overlay. Head to drafters.com. Use that promo code SHIPIT. They will match 100%, $20 to $100. And, of course, no better promo going on right now. Actually, annually, $599 a month if you want the whole year with us at chipination.com. Don't know why you wouldn't. We'll be around all year, every part of the year. There's some sport with some big prize pools out there that we cover. $49 a month is the annual package. Last off bundle, the next 6 months, though, takes you through NFL. $321 takes you to about $53 a month. Projections, ownership for NFL, MLB, as well as core plays, proprietary tools, NBA, NHL will be going on. You guys know the drill. Head over to chipination.com. Get in the Discord. Talk some pictures on this slate, Nades. I'll break it up. We'll go 8K and above, and there's really only 3 pitchers, I guess, up here. There's 4 if you're going to play Ryan Pepio, but Jesus Luzardo, Zach Eflin, Garrett Cole, Pepio, Papoy. It's not Papoy. I think it's Pepio. I'm not 100% sure there. Reading the name, that's saying it out loud. I'm second guessing myself. But the Dodgers pitcher at 8.5K. Not many are going to play him. Luzardo, Eflin, Garrett Cole, all going to get some ownership in the top tier. Cole, I think, is the most popular on the slate. Luzardo probably comes in second. There is the Braves on the slate, though, so that's why you're not playing them. So I assume you're probably spending up at pitcher. You let me know, though.
Yeah, I like these guys up at the top. Garrett Cole, I think, is a lock for me in 3 lineups or less. Obviously, MME, you can get different there. But I do love Garrett Cole here. It's just a great matchup. He ranks very good in our numbers over here as well. So I think he's an excellent play here. I'm kind of starting my teams with that. Pepio, I mean, he's been very good, right, in the minors, 28% K rate in the minors overall, just pretty low walk rate as well. I don't know what the pitch count's going to be, right? I just don't know if he's going to go over 70, 75 pitches, maybe 80 pitches, right, against a team here in Arizona in good hitting weather. It is pretty good hitting weather tonight out there in LA. A team that just doesn't strike out a ton. Yeah, they have some high strikeout lineups guys in there, but now he's coming up, making a start here. Hasn't made a start in a while. The salary and the uncertainty with the pitch count. He will go unowned, I think, up here. He's definitely going to go unowned at 8,500 because he's kind of in no man's land. I think people, if they're fall in that range, are just going to go Dane Dunning there against the Mets, or they're going to drop down and play some of those cheaper guys. So I think in the MME pool, yeah, he's definitely, it's one of those spots, right, there you just take a chance, Tito, on a slate where pitching seems pretty cut and dry overall. It's either double spend down, pay the Braves, or grab the 4K pitcher, grab one of these top-end guys, play the Braves. I think he falls in that no man's range. He could have upside if he is very efficient because he does have good strikeout stuff. If he's efficient in his 70 to 75, it may be 80 pitches. He could definitely be on the winner, but I can't do it personally in 3 lineups, but MME, I would definitely include him. My second favorite is Luzardo. I do think Garrett Cole, Luzardo combinations are going to be pretty chalky, but I just don't care. There's ways to get different with some of the mini stacks. Is how I'm approaching it. Luzardo, just absolutely great matchup here against Tampa Bay. Checks out really good on our rankings over here. I mean, this Tampa Bay squad against lefties strikes out at a 26% clip on the season on the road so far. Implied to score under 4 runs. Expected team ISO under 100. So these guys just don't hit left-handed pitching very well. Luzardo, very good, 28% K rate on the year. He does struggle with barrel rate a little bit. But I think he can navigate pretty good here. Pretty healthy projection. I'm willing to eat the Garrett Cole Luzardo pairing chalk there tonight. And then Zach Eflin, I think, is interesting. But every time I play this freaking guy, he goes out there and gets absolutely destroyed. So I think he's fine. He's definitely going to get squeezed between Cole and Luzardo. He's going to be the lowest of the 3. But I like all 3 of them. So up here, I definitely have interest in all 3. I'm personally taking the double spend pitcher route. And I think if you really are crazy or really are feeling risky, you can definitely take a shot on Pepio there. But I don't think I can do it. just because I like the other three a lot better.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'm in lockstep. Like Cole and Luzardo will be the most popular up here. A lot of people are going to go one person up here, whether it is Cole, Luzardo, something like that, and then pair a very cheap pitcher to get some of these Braves bats. So like a Cole Luzardo, it is pretty interesting. The pair, some people are going to play the pairing, no doubt, but you can't 5-man sack the Braves and do it. So it'll be the ownership of those two. Like when you look at those two, they might be the two most popular pitchers on the slate. You'd expect them to be played more together than I think they will be. So that's an interesting combo right there. I think like right now, looking at my 150 that I'm running, and of course I change it all the way up to lock, but Pepio and Eflin, I have pretty similar exposure, and I think Eflin's probably going to be 2 times his own or something like that. I definitely like Luzardo more, and I definitely like Cole more than Eflin in that range. So I think he's definitely fine. Hitters up behind the dish I don't love, but because I like Luzardo and Cole so much more, and of course I want to play some Braves bats, he'd be the one that I would leave out in this upper tier. But let's go down and talk below 8K, because that's probably where the slate's going to be won. I mean, bats are where the slate's going to be won, but down here, people are going to be messing with multiple guys. I think Denny Reyes all the way down there at 4K, min price. People are going to play him literally hoping they get 5 to 10 points to play the Braves bats. He's min price all the way down there, 4K. Angel Jackson, people are going to play him at 5.4K. Solid matchup against KC. Joey Wentz, I think some people mix in. Dane Dunning, 7.6K, one of the more popular guys here. Nobody has a K prop above 4.5 down in this range. Joey Wentz, the highest, 4.5. Some juice on the over. Right now, how I have my highest exposure in this range, it is all the way just going 4K. This Denny Reyes guy, again, I just want 8 to 10 points. Give me all the bats I want. Save all the salary. Like, sure, Andre Jackson, but he's 1.4K more. That goes a long way. So I'll rank it Reyes, just get out as cheap as possible. Then I will go Jackson 2, Dane Dunning 3, but 7.6K, I mean, him or Pepio, I guess. Start with that, him or Pepio, if there wasn't any salary concerns, Dunning or that Pepio that is. And then what are you doing in this bottom 8K and below range?
Yeah, down here, I'm just looking for strikeout rate, and the best strikeout rate out of any of these pitchers is Andre the Giant, Andre Jackson there against Kansas City. Kansas City just doesn't strike out a lot at home, which is risky, but down here, you're really just looking for a punt with strikeout upside. Maybe he's got his stuff working. He does have a 23% strikeout rate on the season. Obviously gets hit around pretty hard. Not a great pitcher by any means, but I mean that's kind of baked in the price tag, right? 5,400. If you are playing the Braves, I think he's fine. Grab him and a Luzardo pairing or a Garrett Cole pairing. I think obviously that's going to be a chalkier pairing. But maybe if you grab some of those lower-owned Brave stacks, or you grab some of these other bats against some of these guys that are going to get ownership, like the Texas bats, right? Because that 4K pitcher, Reyes, is going to get some ownership. Something like that, I think, is interesting. So I'm really just looking for strikeout, a guy that has a okay strikeout rate on this season, and that would be Andre Jackson. And then I actually don't hate Angel Zerpa on the same side of that, just because it's a bet on the strikeouts that come with this Pirates offense. I do think people are going to play these Pirates, but 26% strikeout rate on the season against a lefty. I think that gives a little boost to Zerpa's upside in terms of strikeouts. He's not a huge strikeout arm by any means, but he's $300 cheaper than Jackson in that same game on the other side of that at a fraction of the ownership that Jackson's going to get. So I would just grab one of those two in that same game. I'm not really going to mess with any of these other guys. I'm not messing with Reyes. I actually like some of the Texas offense a little bit against him, and really not messing with any of those other guys. And then the Dane Dunning thing, I actually like some of the Mets bats against Dunning, so I would rather just play Pepio and the uncertainty there than mess with Dane Dunning on the road here.
Great breakdown. So let's close out pitching and 6-game slate. Any Vines interest? Said Bill B. Man, he's not someone that I'm really getting too much. I just prefer, like, you can mix all these guys in. Like, I guess if you even want to do Angel Zerpa down there, Vines, Joey Wentz, Brandon, like, if you're MMing, if you're playing 150, literally every single pitcher being in your pool, I think, would be in play. I think ownership looks pretty – it looks pretty correct. Like, I don't see too much looking at ownership, looking at projection, all of that someone's way over-owned or under-owned at pitching today. It looks pretty efficient. But if you want to play Vines, yeah, he'll be really low-owned. sure. I don't know. Do you have anything more to say that, Nays? Like, I don't think he's a good pitcher. I don't want to recommend him. I don't like him, so to speak, but 8 points from Vines today could be on the winner.
I mean, if you're shooting for 8 points, I would just rather shoot for 8 points for cheaper in Andre Jackson, Zerpa, one of those guys, to be honest with you. I would just.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm not shooting for 8, but it could work.
Right, exactly. So like that's the reason I think people are just trying to throw darts and hope they stick kind of down here, and I think a lot of people are going to do that. So in MME sets, I do think you see a lot of these cheaper guys sprinkled in because, hey, maybe if the Braves do hit 7 home runs, right, and score their 8 implied run total that they have with a couple home runs there, I mean, whoever in this range gets the most points, right, whether it's 7, whether it's 8, whether it's 9, they're gonna have the right combination. So I think that's gonna happen a lot. Personally, I'm just gonna take that uncertainty out with my 2 to 3 max, and that's why I'm double spending at pitcher. So that's how I'm approaching the slate. That's why I think this is a very cut and dry slate in terms of how you approach it. If you're 1 to 3 max, I think you double spend at pitcher just to give yourself the best routes, because none of these cheap pitchers are bulletproof. I mean, all of them could get negative points, to be honest with you, out here. So I'm just going to take that uncertainty, hope these top end guys come through that I trust a little bit more on the hill, and that's how I'm going with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't love pitchers in Coors. It's a rookie, but at the end of the day, you'll get a big ownership discount from all these other cheaper options down here, and you can mix in Braves. You already get a low-owned pitcher, mix in Braves bats. You can talk yourself into it. The more I talk about it, like what, him and Andre Jackson, is there really, if Jackson's 3 times his own, 4 times his own, is that right? Probably not. So you like Vines, Bill B, roll with Vines at the end of the day. Let's rank pitcher 3, or let's go our top 3 pitchers on the slate. I'm going to go Luzardo 1 just because of that 9.2K price tag. I'm going to go the clear 4 for me is let's go 4 because I have 4 clear ones. It's definitely Luzardo 1. I'm going to say I'll go Andre Jackson 2. I'll go Reyes 3, Cole 4. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I know the Braves are going to be my highest exposed stack. And yes, they're going to be the chalkiest, of course. Mix in some cheaper pitchers, mix in some secondary stacks that are different. But I'll go Cole 4 just because of the price. But Luzardo, Jackson, then I'm going Reyes, Cole. What about you, top 4?
Yeah, I'm going Cole, Luzardo, Eflin, and then I'll go on the other side of that Jackson game, and I'll go Angel Zerpa.
I like it. There we go. 6 games, talking pitcher, pretty good pitching slate, meaning ownership should be relatively spread out. People going all the way down, people going all the way up top. Can mix and match different ways and get different at pitching while eating some chalk bats is how I see it. Let's keep it rolling. Next game, or game by game, first game on the slate, New York Yankees, Detroit Tigers, Garrett Cole, and it's going to be an opener, and then it looks like Joey Wentz is going to come in after that. Low total here in Detroit, though, 70 degrees. The Yankees got a 4.7 team total. Like both sides of this game is going to be really low owned. No one's going to play Judge up top. Of course, not nobody, but if people spend up, it's going to be Acuna. Don't mind some Stanton, some Judge, some power bats like that. There's definitely, like, I do like the Braves more, but I don't know. Yankees somewhere in the middle on this slate. Probably come in 4 or 5 for me is what I'm seeing. Other spots I like more, not the worst. Not a big slate. A lot of teams, like we're going to get to some of these teams, it's like no chance I'm playing them. Easy cross. Yankees don't fit that mold, so I'll say I have moderate interest. Not really any interest on the other side.
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees are the craziest play. And our guy Hoop, the dude just continues to print money in every sport. Anything he touches, he likes the Yankees. So I definitely have a little interest in the Yankees, especially Aaron Judge, especially Stanton. Both of those guys smash lefties. They're probably going to see 3 at-bats or 2 at-bats for sure against Joey Wentz, unless obviously Wentz just gets absolutely killed. And then, I mean, they could see 2 at-bats in 2 innings, right, from against Joey Wentz, if that's the case, if they're smashing him around. And looking at Joey Wentz, hopefully expecting it does stay true. We've had some issues, right, with these projected long relievers not really coming in, and then you kind of throw all your research and your process out the window. So I don't love that, but I'm hoping he does come in. That's what everything I'm seeing. And I mean, he's got a 12% strikeout rate, gets hit around ton, 263 ISO, very low ground ball rate, 22% ground ball pitcher. So there's going to be fly balls involved. There's going to be hard hits involved. And I got two guys that are two of the best hitters in baseball against left-handed pitching. So that's Aaron Judge, that's Stanton. I like those guys quite a bit. Harrison Bader smashes lefties. Anthony Volpe hits lefties pretty well. He's also up in that lineup, hitting fifth right behind Stanton. So if Stanton doesn't get pitches, well, you better believe Volpe is going to get some pitches. And then there's Harrison Bader, who's been known for a lefty masher too. So one of those guys are going to get a pitch to hit. So I like those guys. I definitely like the top of this lineup better for the Yankees. And what definitely helps me out a little bit here, thinking Joey Wentz is definitely going to come in, is the Yankees loaded their lineup to favor against left-handed pitching, right? With all these righties, 8 righties in this lineup. So usually the managers have a little bit better read than you and I, Title, reading different beat reporters and things like that. So that's good to see that they loaded this to attack left-handed pitching. So hopefully Wentz does come in. But yeah, the Yankees are definitely a pretty good play on this slate, I think. But far and away, Stanton, my number one hitter when you factor in the salary, because I mean he's almost $2,000 cheaper than Aaron Judge, and he has better numbers and way lower strikeout rate against lefties on the season.
I like it. OMG Father, didn't they waive Bader yesterday? No, he's in the 6 hole. Yeah, I like my favorite bats. Judge, Stanton, of course. I do like Bader, 3.4K. Then Everson Pereira, he's 2.4K. I mean, on a slate where there's some spend up pitching you want, definitely spend up bats you want. Having a little Pereira, if you want to like full punt or full punt catcher, 2.2K down there too, little 7-9 mini stack, something like that with a 5-man Braves or something is how I prefer the Yankees. I think they're okay as a 5-man. Would definitely go Judge in the 5-man though, thinking he does most of the damage, but not the best hitting weather. Guaranteed ninth inning at bats a little bit. Again, they'll probably rank like 4th, something like that for me on this 6-game slate. We'll keep it rolling though. Next game, Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Marlins, Zach Eflin, Jesus Luzardo, 7.5 total. No, neither of these two teams have a team total above 4. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Some of these games, we have 6 games, only 12 teams to talk about, and 2 teams like this I have no interest in one bit. I have no interest in the Tigers really, so that's why Yankees are right in the middle for me. But yeah, no chance for this one for me. What about you?
Yeah, I only looked at pitchers in this one. I see some talking about the Rays in the chat. I mean, no chance I'm playing any of these Rays with their expected ISO on the season against lefties is under 100. What do you want in DFS title on DraftKings scoring? You want home runs, right? Team doesn't hit for power and they strike out a lot against the pitcher that ranks really good, has good stuff. Just no thanks. I'm not going here. I like both the pitchers. I think it's a duel. If you want to pair both pitchers, I think that's a very viable route because you're going to save a little ownership there if you do fade Garrett Cole. So definitely like the pitchers, no bats in this one for me.
Yep, lockstep, as most people probably are. Not much interest at all in that one. We'll be very low on, though. If you want to play the Braves as a mini stack of 5-man, you want a 3-man something here, we'll be very low on. No thank you for us, though. Let's keep it rolling. Next game on the slate. Again, do appreciate that like button. That subscribe button helps us out a ton over here. Texas Rangers, New York Mets, Dane Dunning, and then Denny Reyes on the mound. 80 degrees in New York, 9.5 total. So, man, this game I absolutely love because people are playing Reyes, and I said I liked him too just because of the price and what it affords you, but people are just playing him because of the price. The Rangers, good team total, about 5.2. Big bats in this lineup. Seager, of course, from the left side. Lowe from the left side. Adolis, Semien, Garver went deep yesterday. Then you go to the bottom of the order, and a lot of salary relief down there as well. Third base, catcher, Jonah Heim, Garver or him, you have to pick. But sign me up for these Rangers. One of my favorite stacks on the slate. Reyes gets ownership. You get a little leverage that way. Rangers going to get some ownership too, but what good team isn't on a slate like this? And going over to the other side with the Mets. I don't know. Denning's going to get some ownership too, so you can use the Mets as a little contrarian leverage stack that way, but I prefer Texas much more. I prefer the Yankees too, so the Mets would be number 3 for the teams we talked about so far. How do you see this game, Texas and New York?
Yeah, I like this game for bats on both sides here. I don't know why people are going to play this Reyes guy against one of the best offenses in baseball in these Texas Rangers. Got to give a shout out to a little friend I know out there in Texas. That's a relative, Mr. Nolan Ryan. So that's got to be some good mojo there. One of the greatest to ever do the game, right, for these Texas Rangers. I think these Rangers put a beat down on Reyes here. I love them 1 through 9 firmly in play. Reyes over the last 30 days has been terrible. 15% strikeout rate, gets tons of fly balls, 41% fly ball rate. And you got some good guys in this lineup that have a ton of fly balls here. So Marcus Semien, big fly ball hitter. Jonah Heim, big fly ball hitter. Mitch Garver, Corey Seager, Nate Lowe. 1 through 9, you can play these guys. They've all been good. And if you want a Braves pivot, I actually like going to the Dodgers again tonight here. But I like going right to the Rangers as well, because you got high price bats in here, 6,100, 6,700, 5,600. Those are the Braves price tags, right? So they're going to go unowned on this slate, I think. And they have a 5.3 implied run total against a pitcher that I don't think is any good. So I do like them. Then on the flip side, my home run call, I'll hit on once we get to the home run segment, is definitely coming from this Mets side against Dane Dunning here. I like Dane Dunning much better at home. He's on the road here. I think some of these Mets do get to them. They're cheap. I like them as a mini stack. And I'll hit on my home run call, but I do like Omar Narvaez down there, 2,100 at the catcher position, 5% strikeout rate on the season against right-handed pitching, and hits for some power, and he's free. So I like him quite a bit there. I like some of these other Mets, Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso, Vogelbach, I think is fine. So yeah, I actually like this game for offense.
Fair enough. Yeah, you got a little more interest in the Mets side than me. I think it makes some sense, though. Again, Dunning gets some ownership. Good Mets lineup. Pretty low ownership. Cheap. If I did the Mets, it'd be like these cheap pieces at the bottom of the order. Probably the DJ Stewarts, the Vogelbachs, the Narvaez of the world. Like you said, cheap enough. Use them as a 3-man mini, something like that. But, no one above 5K in this Mets lineup. You don't see that every day with Lindor, Pete Alonso. So, yeah, it makes some sense. You can 5-man the Mets and go a Garrett Cole Luzardo, something like that, and not play the Braves. So that's probably how I'd use the Mets if I did. Definitely prefer the Rangers side, though. 1 through 9, all in play for me. Of course, you can't play Garver and Heim on DK. You can on FanDuel, then you wouldn't be able to play low. But sign me up for these Rangers. Not as much interest in the Mets. You do like them a bit, though. We got 3 games left on this slate. What's going on, Maul? Hope everything going well with you. DJ's got some power. Yes, he does, Jetty. Again, we appreciate that like button. And if you want to join us at SHIPITNation.com, head over. 6 months, blast off bundle, 3-2-1. Takes you to about $53 a month. Ownership, projections, proprietary tools, core plays, cash reports, everything you need to be successful. MMA, PGA, best ball, NBA, NHL. Someone did ask earlier. I forgot to get it actually. About the NHL content. Scrolling up. Oh, there it is. Are y'all planning on doing NHL live streams? Probably not live streams, because that is during the NBA season. NBA gets all the attention during that, but maybe during the All-Star break. But Nade's in Discord. We'll have content on the site all the time. Nade's
I can hit on, yeah, I can hit on that. Myron, you're in for a treat. I do cover hockey. I love hockey. That's kind of where I started in DFS. That's kind of where I started. That's where I met Tambo and these guys. I started doing content at another site and met these guys, obviously, on the content staff there for doing NHL content. I will be doing shows twice a week, not live shows, but it will be a pre-recorded, like a 30-minute give or take breakdown. I'll give you some anytime goal scorers, some props that I like, some things like that. And it's typically going to be on the big slate. So Tuesday's usually a big slate. Thursday's usually a big slate. I might do another video depending, like on a Saturday or something. But nonetheless, we'll have a matchup sheet that I'll explain. I'll have a couple different cores for each day as well. So we'll have you fully covered for NHL. And there is a lot of edge. If you like baseball, you'll like NHL once you get the stat, because it's very similar in terms of roster construction and how you build your lineups with correlation. So we'll have you covered there.
Yes, there you go. You do get 2 shows, like quick hit stuff, a little longer than that from Nade's. Live shows will be NBA, though. But like Nade says, it's just, if you like MLB, you will like NHL for sure. It's about stacks, stacking certain lines, a little more like power play and stuff like that. But Nade's has you covered all of that NHL season right around the corner, just like NBA. NHL actually starts a little before, if I'm not mistaken. Penguins look nice. What are they? They still got Genny Malkin and Crosby and all them. They still got.
Tidal knows a little about his NHL. I know
I played hockey in high school. I played varsity hockey.
He'd be jumping in those streets, especially during the All-Star break a little bit. He usually loses the first day, and then he says, "Yeah, that's enough of me." He doesn't like seeing red too much on his screen. I'll tell you that.
No. Yeah, I jump in once in a while. I'm like, yeah, I lose. No, thank you to that. But yeah, I played hockey back in my day. Red Wings fan over here. We'll keep it rolling. People here listen to some baseball, but head over, like I said, another piece of product, another sport we have good prize pools out there in the NHL streets as well. Nate says he covered. Head over, Blast Off Bundle, 321 takes you to $53 a month. Let's keep it rolling. 3 games left. Pittsburgh Pirates, Kansas City Royals, Andre Jackson, Angel Zerpa on the mound. 9.5 total, little over 80 degrees in KC. It's an interesting game because both teams are really cheap. And on a slate where there's expensive pitchers, there's the Braves, people want cheap bats. So I think both sides of this game get some ownership. I prefer the Pittsburgh side against Zerpa. However, Jackson's going to get a lot more ownership than Zerpa. So just game theory-wise, playing some of these Royals more would make sense. I like both sides. I do, but are they going to be over-owned, I guess, is my first question for you. How do you plan on attacking this game?
Yeah, I'm going to fade the Pirates. I'm seeing the Pirates as probably contesting for the second highest owned stack behind the Braves. It's between them right now and the Rockies in terms of ownership that I'm seeing. I'll take my chances. That's why I like Zerpa a little bit. So I definitely off the Pirate side for the most part. I do like Cabrian Hayes because Zerpa does struggle against right-handed power. Fly balls more to the right side of the plate as well. Cabrian Hayes, one of the best power righties right now. He's cooled down a little bit, but he's still 4,300 there. Probably going to be bat lead off again here. So don't hate him. Connor Jost continues to be cheap there. Those would be my 2 preference. Really my only 2 interests there. I'm really not going to go to any of these Pirates because I do think they pick up a lot of ownership at their price points. My interest is actually on the Royals side more. It's more leverage here in both. Hey, it's both 2 bad offenses against 2 bad pitchers. So I'm just going to take my chances with the lower owned side in the same hitting conditions. Obviously, you don't have guaranteed anything at bats, but I mean, the Royals, Bobby Witt, Salvi Perez, Melendez, Nelson Vasquez, Freddie Furman, if he's in there, which I see he's hitting 7th. I don't hate him. So I like some of these Royals more, not one of my favorite stacks, but I do like them as a mini stack. I'm not going to 5-man Kansas City on the slate. It's just more of a double leverage because I do think Jackson probably approaches 30% ownership the more people build these Brave stacks in their teams.
Yeah, I like him more than even the Mets. Definitely like him more than Luzardo. That game, like him more than the Tigers earlier. So by the nature of the slate, only 6 games, yeah, I'm definitely going to mix in some Pirates, some KC. Do prefer the Pirate side, but it is close because of the leverage the Royals give you off of Jackson, who's going to get some ownership. 2 games left. The story of the slate: Coors Field, Atlanta Braves, Colorado Rockies. 85 degrees, wind blowing out a little bit. 13.5 total. Rookie pitcher and Darius Vines taking on the old vet in Kyle Freeland. 8.5 team total almost for the Braves. Over 5 for the Rockies. I will say I like the Rockies side. Of course, everyone likes the Braves side. I like it. Rockies will be one of my highest owned stacks on the slate, though. Vine's a rookie pitcher. The Rockies, great hitting, best hitting weather, best hitting environment on the slate. 85 in Coors. The lineup's cheap. Nobody above 5K on this team. Give me the lefty, Nolan Jones. 1 through 9, I can play these Rockies. One of my favorite stacks on the slate. I like Atlanta a lot too, of course. I don't know. I don't really know what else I need to say. I'm going back to Coors. Faded Coors a lot this year. I've ate the chalk during this series. Didn't work out yesterday. Worked out the day before. I'll be jumping right back on. 15 hits and 3 runs. They get 15 hits again. You tell me that. You're not putting up 3 very often with that. So give you both sides of it. I'll have a bunch, no doubt. Think about how you use certain ones. Mix in a low-owned pitcher, low-owned secondary stack, bottom of the order, different combinations, stuff like that we talk about all the time. What are you doing, Nades?
Yeah, man, looking at this weather, it's scary fade here for me. 90 degrees, 15 to 17 mile an hour winds blowing out straight out to center field. It's scary, but Freeland's given up 7 home runs in his last 10 home games in Coors Field. He's played the Padres. He's played some really good offenses. Last season against these same Braves here in Coors Field, scored 16 DraftKings points, held them to just 1 home run. I'm hoping free money Freeland in Coors Field limits the damage a little bit here. It's scary, but man, the Braves are going to be mega chalk. You're talking Acuna, Riley, Olsen. These guys are 6,300, 6,800, 7K, and they're going to be 30 to 35, 40% owned at their ceiling price points on the slate. Yeah, I get it, right? I understand it's Coors Field, incredible hitting conditions. But Kyle Freeland, I always talk about it. I like Kyle Freeland a lot better at home. He's been a good pitcher in Coors Field his whole career for the most part. And 7 home runs over 10 games, his last 10 starts at home. I'm going to hope that, hey, the Braves maybe score 5 runs, 1 home run, 2 home runs, maybe. and the top end pitching just outscores the difference there in salary. So I'm going to be under on the Braves. I do like the Rockies a little bit. If I had a preference, I would choose the Rockies side here, but I'm seeing the Rockies get a bunch of ownership as well. Anytime people see Coors Field and then see wind blowing out, especially a strong wind and 90 degrees, I mean, this game's going to be probably the highest owned Coors Field slate we've seen all year, I think, or at least one of them. So I'm going to be under. I'm going to take my chance. I like Texas. I like the Dodgers more, and I'm just going to be under and take my chances. So, like I said, I'm also only playing 2 to 3 teams tonight, and I just don't think there's enough combinations I can do to throw darts at these cheap pitchers to make it work. So I'm just taking a different lineup construction approach tonight.
Yeah, no, like in my single entry team, like the 121, I more than likely probably won't have the Braves. I don't know for sure. If I do, I'm going to make sure like the Royals against a popular Jackson a little bit, or mix in a low-owned pitcher. Maybe that's where you go Eflin or something like that. But in MME, like the larger the field, the more dead lineups there already is, the lower the ownership. Like if you look at the Braves ownership in the 121 or a single entry, and then you look at it in a 150 max, they're going to be a lot lower owned in the 150 max. So more likely to play or push my chips in more there. I like the Colorado side though. Just great hitting weather, the wind. Think it comes. Think there's a big football score in this one, a little 14-7 action, something like that, getting us ready for next week. One game left on the slate, Nades. You talked about a little bit. Pivot off of Coors Field and the Braves, Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Brandon Pfaadt, Ryan Pepio on the mound. 80 degrees in LA, wind blowing out a little bit. Who knows if we even have these lineups up before lock too. So if we don't, maybe the ownership stays down a little bit. Still Coors Field, people could swap on. So I'm not sure how much that'd be true. But Dodgers 5.5 team total. I don't think Pfaadt's bad by any means, but this Dodgers lineup, they've been hitting for sure. 1 through 4 always in play. Bottom of the order, got to worry a little more about pinch hit risk. Like if any of the righties were in batting 5 through 9, I'd feel safe about their pinch hit risk, so they'd probably be my favorite down there. But yeah, Smith, Muncy, Friedman, Betts, you can load them up. I prefer the Rangers to them, so I'm not sure how much Dodgers I get. I know you like them, so I'll start it with you. Dodgers or Rangers, if you had to pick, and break down this one.
Dodgers or Rangers is close. I lean the Dodgers right now. I have a 5-man Dodger stack because I can 5-man Dodgers stack with 2 of the top end bats, Muncy, Freeman, Smith, and Betts, with a double spend pitcher route. So like that's why I like these Dodgers. I'm playing some of these pinch hit guys risky, right? Chris Taylor. I think James Outman or Hayward hit a bomb here tonight. I like both of them. So I like these cheaper bats to middle with these higher priced upside bats. Mookie Betts is his game log is looking like a football score. If you talk about a football score there, he's having great last couple of weeks. And I mean, he's going to be low owned at second base, right? When you got Albies there. So I like him. I love these Dodgers. Dodgers, my favorite stack. I put them, I'm probably going to go Dodgers number 1, Texas 2 for me personally. But they're very close. I don't think you can go wrong either way. Both of them are going to be under owned for their upside. I think just due to the nature of the Braves in Coors Field and the hitting conditions. So yeah, 1 through 9 for playing for me. I actually don't hate Miguel Rojas. He's actually playing pretty good right now. He's 2,800. Nice value play there in the 9 spot. You can wrap it around, get back up to the top of that lineup there with Mookie, Freeman, Will Smith, Muncy, because those 4 bats are for sure low owned. So my ideal Dodger stack is a 1 through 4, and then grab one of these cheaper guys, Outman, Hayward, Miguel Rojas, Chris Taylor, one of those guys. But sometimes if you do double spend like I am, I pretty much only pick 2 of these top end guys just because it doesn't make it work salary wise. But yeah, I love the Dodgers side. On the D-back side, really no interest. I just think Pepio is good enough. He's going to game manage, and then the bullpen's going to come in. So I'm firmly off the D-backs. But yeah, Dodgers, I love them.
I love it. All 6 games on this slate. Great work as always, Nades. Outman going deep. Zim says, all right, I'll keep an eye on little Outman, James Outman there. Going deep. Let's go top 3 stacks, and we're not allowed to say the Braves, of course. I'm going to start. I'm going to go Colorado 1, Texas 2, Pitt 3. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going Dodgers 1, Texas 2, and then I'm going to go Yankees 3rd against Joey Wentz.
I like it. Yankees were close 4 there. Pitching, low-ish owned pitcher. I mean, low-ish owned pitcher. I mean, the clear, I don't even know where I'd even say for that. Like the clear four, my clear four, I should say, Cole, Luzardo, Andre Jackson, then Denny Reyes down there. All of them are going to get ownership, though.
I'm going Angel Zerpa. I'm going Angel Zerpa. Angel Zerpa is my lower owned guy in that same side of that Jackson game.
Okay. I will say the thing is, like, because I'm talking MME 150, like I like the Rockies for DFS wise with the ownership they're coming in at, but I don't think Vines is the craziest play. Someone asked about it later. He's gonna be 2% owned, 3% owned. You could do worse on this slate. So I guess I'm gonna say him, but like in my single entry,
it's pretty gross.
Yeah, in my single entry, there's no way I'm playing Vines. Luzardo's my favorite pitcher. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it'll be mix and matched enough where you can play two of Cole, Luzardo, Reyes, Eflin, like any of those guys, Pepio. I don't think you need to worry about pitching ownership as much today on this slate. I think we spread out enough, but yeah, Vines is as gross as it gets, Nate. Shouldn't even ask that question. Let's go song of the day. Let's move on from that topic. Who do you got for us today?
I talked about it. It's on the Mets. It's in the 6-hole. Someone mentioned it in the chat. It's DJ the Kid, DJ Stewart, going to take Dane Dunning deep today, 2,700. He's got a 404 expected ISO on the season here. I love him. I love some of these Mets mini stacks. Like I said, Narvaez, like that little mini stack there, a little 6-7 action. Both of them with power, both of them cheap, and then you allow a 5-man Dodger stack with a double spend pitcher. So there you go. I just gave away my whole team basically. Hopefully we're at the top holding hands, shipping money. So
if you want the exact players and everything in it, head over to shippingnation.com. Check out his core. My dog of the day, going to the Rangers, did it yesterday. Think he does it again today. Mitch Garver in the 5 spot at catcher. Love Mitch Garver. He's treated me well the past couple of years. Going right back to it. Has some pop. Great stuff as always, Nate.
I almost gave 2 of them, and it was going to be Mitch Garver. I would have stole yours. I would have stole yours with the bonus call.
Nah, he's going deep now for sure. Now you definitely might want some Mitch Garver. Rub it in Nate's face right there. Good stuff as always, Nate. Appreciate everyone out there hanging out. See you in the Discord. Head over. Use the Blast Off bundle. 321 comes out to about $53 a month. Otherwise, $59 a month. Going to $69 a month. Starting September 11th. And of course, shout out our partner at drafters.com. Use that promo code SHIPIT. They'll match 100% up to $100. Head over in the Discord again, locked 6:40 Eastern. Remember, 30 minutes, 25 minutes earlier than usual. Get your teams in. We'll be in there answering any questions you guys do have. All content rolling up on the site right now. Great stuff as always, Nate. We'll be back tomorrow for Nadesify. I'm Titletown. Good luck, everybody.